chat, please rise and welcome Honest Doodle, the perfect average. Hey, hey! We've all heard the stories, we've all heard the claims. A man so perfectly average, he somehow wins the game. Not the fastest, not the strongest, not the hero from above, but if average was a championship, you'd be the one we'd crown with love. And we know, we know that you know the legend grows wherever you go. Hey! Perfect average, king of the middle ground. Perfect average, somehow standing out in the crowd. Perfect average, no more, no less, exactly what was promised. Perfect average, and somehow that makes you iconic. Perfect average. Perfect average. You've got a computer built by madmen, parts assembled by the gods. Enough lights to blind the stars, enough RAM to run tomorrow, enough cores to bend space-time, yet somehow sitting at the keyboard is the most average guy alive. The machine says final boss, the owner says I'm doing fine. Main character hardware, average guy inside. Perfect average, NASA grade equipment. Perfect average, running average achievements. Perfect average, a setup fit for royalty, controlled by pure normality. The prophecy was written, the hammer raised on high. Then you saw two anime swords and Bunk Doodle said goodbye. One glimpse of dual wielding and we all knew the score. Bunk Doodle hit the floor, Kirito kicked the door. Now you're talking level caps, power scaling every fight, trying to become Kirito every Friday night. Hero of Aincrad in your mind. Perfect average for all of mankind. Perfect average, anime protagonist dreams. Perfect average, powered by impossible machines. Perfect average, dual blades high, expectations higher. Perfect average. Perfect average, king of the middle lane. Perfect average, still proudly staying the same. Perfect average, the man, the myth, the legend, the benchmark by design. Ladies and gentlemen, the stream is about to begin. Please prepare yourselves for levels of average previously thought impossible. The perfect average has arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, members of chat, please rise and welcome Honest Doodle, the perfect average. Hey, hey! heard the stories, we've all heard the claims. A man so perfectly average, he somehow wins the game. Not the fastest, not the strongest, not the hero from above. But if average was a championship, you'd be the one we'd crown with love. And we know, we know that you know the legend grows wherever you go. Perfect average, king of the middle ground. Perfect average, somehow standing out in the crowd. Perfect average, no more, no less, exactly what we promised.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Sorry, I'm a little later than even being late. Hello. How are you doing, everybody? Hi. Sorry, I was grabbing some drink, and I decided cookies because, why not? Welcome to my late stream. As you can tell by looking out my window, it is the exact same time it always is when I start stream because it's a static image. Everybody checking in. Hi. Hello. Welcome. How is everyone this fine late night? It's good to see you, Uni. Good to see you, Zom. Zom, what are you doing awake? Isn't it like 3 a.m. tomorrow? It's doing better. It's still pounding, but it doesn't hurt. Like, you know that the after effects of a headache where it's like you no longer have the headache, but it's still kind of like bumping. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And I did say on Discord that I wasn't going to cancel the stream, so I figured even a late short one would be fine. Sorry for the yawns. Goodness gracious. It's only 11 p.m. We're tired and EP. Me too, even though I've just been in bed, just nursing my head, An hour-long stream? Maybe. Maybe longer. We'll see. It's a late stream. I can do what I want. At the end of the day, it's my channel. Who cares? I break my own rules. I am God when it comes to this channel. Well, don't watch today's Rev video. It'll make your migraine worse. Well, to be fair, that's just the internet. Let's see here. I see what you mean. Japan censors Persona 4 revival, bending to Western audiences. I mean, I don't think I'll fully ever understand, like, bending the knee to people that aren't gonna buy your game. It makes no sense to me. I'll use God then to sleep. You can't prevent it from happening. Thank you for your offerings to my cranium. That definitely helps. The reason scenes were getting removed, dialogue changed. Yeah, I mean, if it is what I think it is, like, it's probably, you know what it's going to end up happening is they're probably basically going to make two versions of the game where the the internal Japanese release is going to be the game, and then they're going to have a Western sanitized, beaten to death version of the game because squealers on Twitter can't handle a guy that's slightly sexist and a girl that wears a bikini. Am I warm? Am I somewhere on the dot, on the money there? Probably not. My takes are usually pretty bad. P4. You know what? Let's just watch it. Let's just watch it, you know? Let's see what's happening. Let's get Rev up over here. Let's see how they're mutilating my boy. Ripping the band-aid off. Yeah, might as well. Might as well. I got some Excedrin in me. It'll battle the stupidity that's gonna try and make my migraine worse. All right, hold on. Let me. Womp. Hi, Rev. Hi, Rev. I'm gonna come down here a little bit. Make myself a little smaller. Make the video a little bit more important. Look, it's like I'm sitting on Rev's knee. Tell me a story, Papa Rev. Tell me a story, please. Alright. Japan censors Persona 4 revival, bending to Western outrage by removing insensitive jokes and scenes. Let's see. Oh, can't hear Rev. Hold on, I gotta push the magic button. Boop.
I'm going to be talking about the
Hi,
Persona
Rev.
4 revival situation. It appears that this game is going full modern audience. Specifically, it is going to sanitize itself for the Western audience that is hypersensitive about everything. They are removing many problematic aspects of this game and this franchise to cater to these screechers on social media who are still not satisfied even with these changes. Even after bending the knee, it is not enough. The things we're going to be talking about is including...
Yeah, see, it's amazing how we've gone like 10 years of this stupidity. And every time they're like, all right, we'll change this for you. And they're always like, it's not enough. And then they're like, oh, well, we'll change a little bit more. Will you buy the game now? And they're like, oh, no, we never were interested in your game in the first place. And then they lose money because not only did they change things for the people that weren't going to buy it in the first place, now they changed it too much for the people that did want it anyway. And companies keep doing it, and it just doesn't make sense. And I will never understand it as somebody who is at a consumer level.
Some problematic
Cue the
dialogue,
meme.
including
Exactly.
jokes that were deemed insensitive. Those have been...
Actually, let me see here. Let me see here. No, where is it? Oh, where is it? Where is it? I thought I had it saved, but I guess I don't. All right, I don't want to spend too much time on this. If I can't find it, I can't find it. I'll find it later, but it was a funny meme. All right, let's continue.
reworked.
Feel like Rise is going to get changed a lot. Probably.
I want to start off with
Most
something
likely.
that is a lot more simple and very evident to realize. It's the
And this
fan
way,
service.
why bother
Apparently,
damage the
bathing
message
suits are not
of the
allowed
characters?
any
Well, it's kind of the same thing with like Sokka in the Avatar: The Last Airbender uh, live action or whatever. I've heard it. I haven't seen it, so take this with a grain of salt. And Sokka from the live action movie is one of the main character traits of early on Sokka was he was a very sexist person. Not like on purpose, like he wasn't deciding to be sexist. It's just how he grew up, where he grew up is like men were in charge, men were the hunters, men were this, and women they weren't lesser, but they were definitely, the stay-at-homes, the ones who didn't do too much, didn't do that. So he, as a kid who didn't really have parents growing up, he kind of took that as the men are above kind of thing. And, you can see that throughout the show. And then when he like reaches the Northern Water Tribe and when he reaches the island of Kyoshi, and he's put in his place by these women, warriors and stuff, that's when his arc kind of starts to realize, oh, okay, it's how you're raised, it's how you're this, and all these things. It's an important story, but the new versions of it is he's always accepting. He's always, oh yeah, women can do this, women could do that. They had to sanitize it because they knew if they. Hello, Crypt Keeper. Hello, T. Thank you, T, so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yay! Thank you so much for the tier 3. 28 months. God dang, dude. Hell yeah. We're talking about modern audience changing things. It's great. Ah! Okay. Ah! Rude. We're trying to talk here. Yeah, we're talking about how the modern audience wants everything changed, but they refuse to buy things that they're changing, And I was making a comparison with Sokka and whatnot. But I've lost my train of thought now, so I'm gonna just play the video. Go, Rev!
Longer in this franchise, that's a little bit too much for the Western audience because we have a very interesting situation. So when it comes to the character Rize, it appears that a bathing suit scene in one of the promotional trailers for this game has only been removed in the Western version of this trailer.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Rize is a model. I forget that models aren't allowed to exist unless they're, never mind. I'm not going to say that. Continue.
You can see on the left, this is from the Japanese trailer, and on the right, that is the same timestamp in the English version of this trailer. They clearly cut out this entire sequence because, well, people on the Western side of Twitter are loud, obnoxious screechers who are angry about this. And, well, on the one hand, you could say, well, Japan doesn't want to cater to them anymore, and really that is the product of so much outrage that clearly is being heard by Japanese developers. But of course, you'll never make anyone happy. You can see the ignorant comments like this.
You guys really want to see a 15-year-old in a swimsuit, huh? What? No. God, these people are so stupid. Like,
realizing that this sort of stuff has existed in the game already. And on top of that, you have tweets like this getting 1,000 likes saying, I like how Predators post this and they're like, Atlas sexualizes Rize too. Well, if you actually played the game, you'd know this, and her dungeon is actually talking about how disgusting you are. Well, of course, it's not enough.
This person, it literally says replaying P4G. They've clearly not paid attention. Well, if you actually played the game, you know this, and her dungeon is actually talking about how disgusting you are. That's not the point of her dungeon. Do you not you are scratching the very surface of what her dungeon was like the point of. Like, God, if they see changing that small scene, what they're going to do to the castle is literally a strip. Exactly. How do they know they removed the scenes? All this tells me is that the trailers are different. I think the thing is that if they're willing to change the trailers, that means they're willing to make changes, if not make a completely different version for the West, the American release. I think that's the hint here. I don't. From what I understand from a comment, her dungeon is how a number of people view her. So if I remember correctly, yes, it is kind of the idea of how people view her, but the dungeons themselves are the interpretation of the self and how she thinks she needs to be versus what she wants to be, kind of a thing. And yeah, like how far she would go for fame, like the inner self being like, this is what you have to do, this is who you need to be, this is what I have to do. And then the whole dungeon is about you going, well, no, you can still just be you. Like you just you have to understand like the moderation of it. You know, she feels like she has to act and not be herself. Yes. And that's like if you want to compare it to like Persona 5 stuff as well, it's like think of the dungeons as palaces. The dungeons are just that character's palace. Like Kamoshida saw it as his castle and his literal castle of lust. Whereas I guess her name is Rize. I always thought her name was Rise. Sorry, my bad. Whatever. Like it's her palace on how she's like, aha, this space is where I am, I am the sexiest person, I am this, and as long as I am this, people will love me, people will see me this way, you know. So that's kind of how I viewed it, because I'm a Persona 5 person first, and then I played 3, and then I played 4. I never finished 4. I only got to the third or fourth dungeon. So, but I mean, even I understood that. Like if I had to liken Rise to like a real world thing, I would liken it to those to On's in a way. It is kind of similar to On's, but like if On was a lot more self-conscious about how she did her modeling, and there was like this arc of her trying to go like extra like sexualized with it, and then you kind of like had to bring her down from it, kind of thing. Um, but what I'm trying to say is like if I was to make a comparison to like actual real life people, I would say this is similar to those pageants. I don't remember beauty pageants for those girls and those moms that are like infamous for making their kids do just crazy stuff to win these beauty pageants. Like I would almost compare it to those kids, because you got to realize a lot of those kids probably just don't really understand what's going on, and they're told to act a certain way. They're told you have to do this to make the judge like you more. You have to dress this way. You have to move this way. You have to do this. And to a kid, and again, Rise's, I believe she's 15 or 16. I know they said 15 in the last post, but I don't put stock in these people knowing anything about the actual games. And so like I would compare it to that. Like the mind would make you go, okay, if I have to do this for the judge, well, maybe the rest of the world will treat me better if I act this way and dress this way if I go out into the real world, kind of a thing. I would compare it to that. Say 15. Yeah, it's kind of what I figured. So like it's within that age range. Beauty pageants are usually, kids. 15, I'm sure there's still beauty pageants, stuff like that. So I feel like the comparison still stands. Whereas within Persona 4, obviously there's a big mythological palace you can go through for her mind. And epilogue 21p5, yeah. So yeah, like that's how I would compare it. And like it's funny to me because again, when I played Persona 4, I saw these characters for what they were. I was able to kind of deduce, okay, this character is going to do this character is going to do this. Hell, they even have like 3 or 4 beach scenes, and Rize's in 2 of them. Like, I don't know, maybe I am a mature enough adult to see anyone in a swimsuit, a bikini, a one piece, whatever you want to call it, and go, look, they're in a swimsuit. It's a swimsuit. You're on a beach. Hello? Like, do these people expect people to go to the beach and be fully clothed at all times? Like, I'm pretty sure I was wearing swimsuits from the day I was, like, 2 years old. Everyone wears swimsuits. And who decides to wear what is their decision. Like, yes, I would say nowadays bikinis are inherently sexual, but I feel like that's your problem if you look at that and go, oh, that teenager is in a bikini. How dare you think that's sexual? Well, only you thought that because you brought it up, sir, and or madam. Like, it's just, I don't know. Every time I see something like this, it's always, to me, it's just projection. They are projecting what they see. It is them. 100%. She's a model, right? This is something models do. Exactly. Models do like to stand out. And like, yes, the whole thing with Rize's castle is like she no longer really wants to stand out, but she still wants to go forward with her model job. So like, it's, you know, as a former 15-year-old girl, I can say that sometimes we did dress to look hot to other 15-year-old kids. Weird thought there. How dare you have uh logical thinking as someone who was formerly a 15-year-old girl? How dare you? There are kinds of models, and often it's about their body. I mean, let's be honest here. I would say like 60 to 70% of models, it's all about body figure. Like, yes, it's like they want you to model their clothes and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it's always going to be about body figure, how you fill something out and something like that. So like, it's like these people, it's just insane. They don't know how to separate things. They just look at something and be like, "Oh, it's sexual." And I bet you those gross people that I think are gross think it too. So they go online and say, "How dare you think this is sexual?" when they were the only ones that thought that.
For them to remove the fact that their entire account is dedicated to this character that they're so upset about, peak hypocrisy as usual. But on top of that, people are pointing out that individuals like this are not only annoying and virtue signaling, they're also hypocrites and tourists who don't understand what they're even talking about.
Yeah, there's that scene, the whole thing. Yeah.
This quote saying, "The dungeons aren't created by the person or their shadow. They're reflections of the collective unconscious. The dungeon wasn't about how disgusting we are. It's a reflection of how the public saw Rize. You regards don't know Jungian philosophy if it bit your behind."
Yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't see it this way, and maybe I misunderstood something, but I could still accept this. Like, that makes sense, because I always saw, like, when I played Persona 4, the way they had kind of described their TV midnight channel thing, it always sounded like Mementos to me in Persona 5. So this actually makes sense. It does. Because now that I'm thinking about it, that was the whole idea of the midnight channel, is that's what everyone saw. That's what everyone perceived. So even this makes sense. Like you pay a modicum of attention, you would know that. And again, like I just admitted, I didn't fully understand that, but reading it, it makes sense. This is the third dungeon. We're hardly 2 minutes in and we've gotten a full rant. Yeah, that's basically how I do it at this point. The third dungeon, I think so. Yeah, I think hers was the last dungeon I did before I stopped playing. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Then, of course, we have this
Changes
right
to
here.
Yosuke to
This
fit
is now
today's era.
pruning the problematic dialogue in this revival. As you can see, Persona 4
Oh, what did he
Revival
say?
producer confirms changes to Yosuke to fit today's era. Yes, that is some magical language right there. Modern audience, current times, modern times. They're using today's era. That is a new one. Mark it down anytime you hear today's era being used as a defense for censorship. You know you're dealing with someone who absolutely bent the knee. But it's more than just some general approach about fitting in today's era, which no one wants. Does anyone want the dialogue of a game, a revival game, to fit today's climate? Absolutely not. But we got some specific examples, narrowing it down a little bit. So as you can see, while Persona 4 Revival has yet to be announced for the Nintendo Switch 2 by Atlus and Sega, it is expected to come out at some point. Today, more information has been revealed. Persona Team General Producer said that they will be making changes to Yosuke, saying that he's a little bit insensitive in terms of how he treats outsiders.
He's a little bit insensitive. I don't want somebody on my team that's just a little bit insensitive. Boo-hoo-hoo. Boo-hoo-hoo. Well, Persona 5 over here is dealing with a freaking guy that thinks a school is his place to either beat kids or do other horrible things to them. It covers the topic of I gotta say this because I'm on Twitch, but game ending themselves. We got Persona 5 that's out here talking about, like every possible actual trauma in the world, and Persona 4. Well, Yusuke, he said that he didn't like me that much when I chose a dialogue option that made him mad. Yeah, well, they also made Royal, which was like 2016, 2017. But yeah, still.
Sometimes.
And so they didn't change that
lighten
much.
that up and make it a little bit more fitting for the world we live in now. And what they're referring to is what people are considering homophobic jokes that were made during some of his...
Yeah, it's controversial. I don't know why. Yes, most of the characters are bad people, but they are made to be. But that, I think the biggest thing with Persona, at least that I've noticed after playing a few of them, is it's highlighting the worst of the worst, whether it be in your characters or the bad guys, and showing how they can be the worst, how you can come back from it, or what is just unsavable kind of things, Like, I think that's the idea of Persona, because it's just... It tackles the issues that games don't know how to tackle, but in a way that's, like, fantastical. Does that make sense? Because, like, you gotta think about it. In Persona 5, when you summon your persona, you rip off your mask. You show the true self. In Persona 4, when you summon your persona, I think it's... Actually, I don't remember how you summon your persona in Persona 4. I think you just do. It's just a thing you do. But in Persona 3, there's a very particular way you summon your persona. Do we remember what that was? Do we remember the reason? Because I feel like people don't talk about that enough, and I'm surprised people don't. The Merca way. Exactly. And it's so funny to me because, like, that just tells me that Persona 3 somehow has yet to actually reach the modern audience. Because I guarantee when it finally reaches the general modern audience, they're going to be up in arms about having to America your way to a persona. Kanji's whole thing is accepting he's gay. So yes, there was some bad jokes, but that's the whole thing. And the latter, the latter of the games go less with these jokes happen. And you know what? Here's the other thing with like stuff like that. And I don't know how that goes in Persona 4 because I actually didn't know that, to be honest. But here's the thing, like in my actual experience, of having a friend that did end up coming out at one point, um, like, yeah, it was like difficult at the time because, like, you think about it at the time, I graduated school in 2010, so like it was way early 20s, but um, like they came out and we were all very tiptoey about it because it's like, okay, like whatever, but like not even like a year after, like we were making fun of each other like friends do. Like everyone had like jokes about this, like everyone had jokes about me being the hyper nerd of the group. We had jokes about him because he was the gay of the group. Like that's just how it goes, like if you're a friend group, like, you say dumb shit to each other. Like, that's just how it goes. So when a game's like, well, we're going to censor, we're going to make sure you don't make fun of the gay character because it's just insensitive. It's like, well, you're in a friend group. Friends screw with each other. Like, that's just how it is. Like, that's just how it is. Friends screw with each other. That's how you know you're friends. Hmm. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Another rant.
Dialogue.
Go, Rev.
They are most likely getting rid of that to fit in with today's era, which is peak modern audience rhetoric. This is something that
Sorry, last little bit. Like, what was that meme that was like, your friends make your parents question your sanity. Your best friends make your parents question your sexuality. That I remember that meme. I'm like, dear Lord, I hate how true that is. uh,
everyone is rejecting, and people on social media not too happy saying, but Yosuke doesn't live in the world we live in now. This is a
sorry, I muted to bite into a cookie. I still have it in my mouth. This right here. Yosuke doesn't live in the world we live in. This right here is what every single company needs to listen to. No, Yosuke doesn't even live in 2008. Well, technically, I think he does because of the date system. But he doesn't live in our world. He lives in the Persona world. Azeroth is in the Warcraft world. Like all the sorry, I was gonna name a whole bunch of different games, but now I'm like my brain is going a million miles an hour. All these worlds live within themselves. They don't live. Our world doesn't matter to them. Okay, it is a completely separate reality. It is a completely separate metaverse. It is a completely separate multiverse. Whatever you want to call it. Our bullshit in our life, in our world, means nothing to these characters unless you write it to me. Like this line right here. Every single goddamn company needs to read this line and tattoo it to their freaking forehead. Yo Soy Ellie, I need to go find them and follow them. I love this line right here. This one. Yeah, I think the game takes place a year at least, or close to. You can tell by technology of the game. You're missing the point here, Doom. Like we're not arguing that. We're arguing the fact that they're in the Persona world. They are not in the real world. Real world stuff does not matter. And still missing the point. Missing the point. Sorry, Rev, continue. I'm going to continue eating my cookie.
Very simple but very important points. They are changing a character to fit in not only with society outside of the game in real life, but also today's society. That makes absolutely no sense. It is a completely backwards decision. You can see more quotes saying, why can't some characters just sometimes be a jerk? It's relatable and makes for good character development.
Yeah, and again, every friend group has that friend that takes things a little too far, is an asshole, is I take it back to the Sokka comparison. Like, characters can be assholes but still be your friend. Characters can be sexist and be your friend. Characters can be these things. It's part of a character's development. Like, yes, he's an asshole, but he learns to be accepting of other people. Granted, I haven't finished the game, so I don't know how accepting he becomes, but it's just like, why are they so afraid of these things? I just don't understand.
Yeah, apparently that is not enough. Characters have to be perfect. They have to be role models. They can't have flaws. They can't be edgy. They can't have anything like that because, well, the impressionable, mostly Western gamers will be very upset about that, and it might
Western gamers who probably aren't even going to buy this game.
corrupt them because their brains are so broken. Their brains are so susceptible to all kinds of negativity entering there and having damaging effects on them to the point they're having a panic attack because a video game character is making a homophobic joke. But here's another quote saying, we as humans have flaws, and that's what makes us human. We are not perfect. I'm not a fan of changing things like this just to fit the so-called current era, especially when the game isn't even supposed to take place in this era. In Persona 3 Reload, they did the same thing similar to Yuko, and I hate it.
I'm going to make a kind of extreme comparison here. Okay? Because everyone's talking about era, and you know what? I'll cave. Yes, it is in that era. I'll still stand by it's not in the same world, so it doesn't matter that much. But, like, all right, we're talking about eras. So they're trying to change an era. This is about 2008. So you're trying to change how people in 2008 would have acted, would have looked, whatever, to fit the modern audience. Okay, well, then shouldn't it be okay to go back to, I don't know, what was that series on TV called Roots? I think it was about the slavery and stuff. Well, that's offensive to me. So, what if we change it to where everyone was actually living happily and everyone had their own property, and instead of being beaten with like whips and stuff, what if they actually threw like a tea party instead? And when they're done with the tea party, they actually exchange gifts, and that's the movie. That would actually be way better. That would be way better because that would fit the current era. I wouldn't want to see something from back then. I want to see something that's part of the current era. Do you see how that logic doesn't work? But Doodle, one of them's supposed to be like a historically accurate thing, and one of them's a video game. The idea still works. You're still trying to change an era, how people acted at a certain era, a certain time, how people looked, how people did things. It was a movie. I thought Roots was a series. It's been so long though. My name Toby. 1997. Yeah, so like it's just it's so funny how easily you could flip-flop these people's ideals and they collapse immediately. But they don't think of that because they're in the moment.
which of course they have tried to rewrite what was deemed transphobic lines in the past. So this is nothing new for Atlas, and quite frankly, I'm not surprised that they're doing this, but you can still be disappointed while not being surprised. But of course, some people are rejoicing in this. You see quotes like this saying, LGBTQ friendly Yosuke confirmed? It's nice for them to get an update like this. His behavior was very much the norm for the time when it came out. Unfortunately, it's understandably aged very poorly. It's great to see the more upsetting behavior will be softened a bit. Yes, this person is upset over jokes in a video game. I believe this person should not be your target audience. I believe you should not be catering to people like this.
And just so you guys know, in Persona 5, when you go to the red light district for the first time, these two extremely flamboyant men come up to Ryuji and are a constant, like, they find Ryuji a lot throughout the game. What a cutie! You never guess he was into the drag scene. I'd say we show him the ropes. They love Ryuji. They love Ryuji. And it's just, like, if they redo Persona 5 now, I bet you these characters. Actually, they probably wouldn't change these characters. They would probably tell people they were trans and not drag. Because obviously they're, drag. And Ryuji, instead of being creeped out by them, I bet you he would be like, "Oh yeah, maybe another time." And like, I'm totally accepting of what you do. Blah, 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 blah. Change them into model scouts? But this was in Royale. When did they change it? Because I'm replaying Royale and they still say that. What I do about Hitler, they'd probably call him a hero somehow, calling people that they don't like Nazis and stuff, and it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to look into it, unless they changed it in the anime or something, because I haven't watched the anime. But sorry. Continue, Rev.
Who are literally going to have a panic attack if they see an edgy joke in a game. And by the way, pretty lukewarm jokes, by the way, the kind of banter you would expect from pretty much any video game from years ago, but all of a sudden now is so bad because
I wouldn't be surprised.
This individual on Twitter might
see. I don't. Anytime I see something like this, LGBTQ friendly Yosuke confirmed, it's just I don't understand, because it's not. I'm gonna let him finish.
have a panic
I'm gonna let him
attack
finish.
over
I'm
it.
gonna hold on to
But
that
here's
thought
another
for a
quote
second.
saying, people grieving.
Hold on, what do they say? It's nice for it to get an update like this. His behavior was very much the norm for the time. His behavior was very much the norm for the time when it came out. Weird. Weird. Unfortunately, it's understandably aged very poorly. It's great to see the more upsetting behavior will be softened a bit. The game still takes place in 2008. Hello?
This individual on Twitter might have a panic attack over it. But here's another quote saying, people grieving homophobic Yosuke need to be so for real. He will still be annoying without those few comments. Why are you worried? Well, again, we see this.
Yeah, okay. This will be the last time I bring something else up from about 2008 Japan here. Let me oh crap, what was his name? I think it was Ivanov. Yeah. Okay. Let me just double check the episode date because I'm pretty sure it was about the same time. And I mean the manga was even before that, but yeah. Okay, so it was about 2010, so about 2 years off. But you want to know who is also a pair? Like, I didn't hate this character because I thought it was interestingly written, and because of how Japan sees, drag and stuff like that, it was kind of a joke character, even though they're kind of important. You bastard! Hydrate! Let me pull it up here. Open link and open. I don't want to open link. I want to open image. Give me an image. God damn it! There we go. This character from One Piece, Ivanov, literally a drag queen, and has the power to literally turn into a female and everything via devil fruit stuff or science or whatever. And you know what's funny? I don't think anyone really hated this character because one, it was kind of a joke because duh, and two, it was well written and everything. Let me grab a drink. Thank you for the hydrate. Delicious. Thank you. Thank you. And if you don't know who this character is, that's fine. It was 2010 One Piece. It was a while ago. But yeah. Yeah. I found it in Persona 5. Hold on one second. I'm gonna snooze the ads. Give us about 5 minutes. In Persona 5, there was a lot more sexual to Ryuji, and since he's a minor, people didn't like that and they removed them lines. I wanted to make an argument, but it's not an argument I think I can make on Twitch because no matter how I try to word it, I think it would just end badly for me. Even though I know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna take the safe route here and not mention it and say that's still silly because it's from Japan. That's how I'm gonna word it. That's gonna how it's gonna stay. F and A. I knew they changed the two, but I wasn't sure how. This isn't gonna make sense. They don't understand what well written means. The arguments are always disingenuous and surface level and nothing to do with what people actually complain about. Well, it's again, Zom. I just want to say, fair, and I don't think I'm gonna continue to touch that subject because I have opinions on it that I know are correct, but the internet would probably see it as something much, much worse. So I'm not going to voice it anymore. But I mean, there's already people on Twitter and stuff that say the same thing, and there's a reason why they're hated. So, gotta correct facts. Well, long story short, let's just say people don't understand that there is a difference between age of majority, age of consent, age of whatever, and different countries have different thresholds, let's say, and let's leave it at that because that's just a bad topic to get into. The age of your mom. Well, according to Rev, apparently there's a chicken nuggets of consent. So, anywho, Rev, finish the video. Actually, we have ads. I'm gonna let the ads play. They're gonna do their thing, and then we'll finish the video. Ads. And for those of you who are still here, hello. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day. I hope your all of your wipes have been ghost wipes and you've been able to continue with your day without any pauses. uh just tired? Yeah, me too. Considering I have literally been in bed all day, I am tired. I am groggy. The headache is going away though, so I'm happy. Each height chicken nuggets. And, I honestly hope Rev has like a list of all the things he's been accused of. He's got the chicken nuggets of consent, the height of consent, the color of consent, all these things. The good old ghost poo. It's the best one. That just means you're done and you can just go about your day, Just touch nothing on the way out. Don't need to waste any more toilet paper than normal. What's the rule? You always need at least one wipe to know you need two. And you need two wipes. You always need two wipes to realize you only needed one. I'm straight, but I can't pull an all-dayer yet. Heck yeah. Hey, bringing in any amount of money is always a good thing. Any amount. I mean, you'd be doing better than me. I think I make like maybe $100 a month. Turtle, how do you live on $100 a month? I don't. I'm dying. Help me. Hopes and dreams, that's how. Pretty much. Hopes and dreams. Oh, you know what? I got some new Cheez-Its yesterday. And they're the most American Cheez-Its I've ever seen in my life. Cheese squares, or I don't know the other names for them, if they're called something else over in the UK. But we have chili cheese dog flavored Cheez-Its. And I bought them because I'm like, these are going to be gross, but I have to try them. And unfortunately, they have become my favorite Cheez-Its, and I hope they never stop. Gun flavored. They taste like gunpowder. How did you know my favorite flavor was gunpowder? Welcome to America, where you get a burger and every side comes with a clip of 9mm. America. Do they taste like freedom? They do. They taste like freedom. Nom, nom, nom. Yeah. My favorite flavor is gunpowder. And my favorite time of day is freedom o'clock. I'm not going to lie to you, Zom. I have no idea how to pronounce that last one. Red Lice. CE is an S sound. Leicester? Leicester? Red Leicester. Hold on, I gotta Google it. This is a Google moment. You'd have to hear somebody say it. Fair enough. It's a cheese. I do like cheese. I like cheese a lot. Here, let's see if I can get Google to pronounce it. Hold on.
Leicester.
Lester? Lester? That's how you pronounce that? Lester? Like Uncle Lester? My American brain hurts. You just gave me another headache. Most of the letters don't matter. Like, before you said how to pronounce it, I was literally about to be like, is that French where I have to like some of it or like sorry. You just gave me an American headache. You made me try to pronounce something with like extra letters. I'll. It does look delicious though. It would have made sense. Now, but he said it right. It's fine. It's fine. All right, Rev, video, let's go.
All the time and appeal to triviality, right? Oh, what's the big deal? Oh, why are you so mad? Why are you worried? Well, if it wasn't a big deal, then why did they change it in the first place?
I know there's technically a more delinquent character in the game. Excuse me. Kanji, I think. But he's not homophobic. He's just a lesser delinquent. That's all it is.
It wasn't a big deal, you should have just left it alone. Clearly, it was a big deal to you, therefore you're happy that it's changed. But here's another quote saying, I don't actually think this is a bad thing, to be honest. I think his homophobia is actually a good character flaw for him to have, but the issue is that it's just kind of treated as a gag, and no one ever really calls him out for it. Oh.
You want to know why no one ever calls him out for it? Because they're his friend. And they know he's a dick. So, they're just going to be like, oh, that's just Yusuke. That's how friends work. And if he takes it too far, the friends will be like, bro, that was a little much. That's how friends work.
It's never enough, ladies and gentlemen. They're happy it's being removed, but they're still mad that it's not being addressed. You'll never make these people happy. And yes, these people are so weak-minded. They need a video game to dictate their morals. If something happens that they think is bad in the game, it has to be corrected.
Hey,
otherwise, what are they
tell
going
me
to do?
to hurry.
What are
I'll
they
pause
supposed
it for
to
an
think?
hour.
The game approves X, Y, and Z. These are characters in a fictional setting. Okay? You don't need every single thing to be resolved or addressed or corrected in any sort of a way. This is an incredibly, terminally online set of behavior. But here's another quote saying, this is clearly well-intentioned, but if they want to make Persona 4 not homophobic, they'll need to rewrite the entire game from the ground up. Oh, I told you it's not enough. They need to rewrite the whole...
I think the worst thing I hate about all these is I recognize most of the characters in their profile pictures, and I'm just like, how can you...
whole game now. It never stops at one change.
Random
it's the
point.
whole
Doesn't
thing
matter.
that needs to be rewritten now because apparently the whole game is homophobic. But speaking of...
It's fine. Just drop it. We get it. He spelled it the right way. Now we know how to pronounce it. It's fine. It's fine.
Of these sort of never being enough, they're still mad. We're not getting this romance route. Yes, people are really mad that they're not getting a romance route with this character, and that is seemingly And very obviously, because people want him to have a gay route in terms of romance, with this user saying, let him kiss boys. This is what they want. And it's so ironic because all these people were just whining about Rize being in a bathing suit. And now they're angry they're not getting a romance route with this character in the.
See, this always bothers me because, like, we started out having, like, heck, we can go all the way back to in what I remember. Go back all the way to Dragon Age Origins. You know, you had characters that were straight, and you had characters that were gay, and I think you had like one character that was bi. Like, so many games nowadays guarantee straight couples, guarantee gay couples, and have at least one or two like bi, so that like if you play the boy or the girl, or the body type 1 and the body type 2, they will go for either one, you know? And even going as far as like Cyberpunk 2077. You've got Judy, who's gay. You've got Pan Am, who's straight. You've got oh my gosh, I forget the guys' names because I never do any of their stuff. Johnny Silverhand's buddy, who's gay, and then the cop guy who's straight, you know? So, like, you have options, but you're not happy because, well, I want to date Judy, but she's only gay and I'm male V. Why can't I do that? Or I'm female V, but I want to date Pan Am. How come I can't do that? That's not fair. Well, crazy crazy theory here, but in real life, if somebody's straight and you ask to date them, they're still going to be straight. It's almost like it's a real life thing. It's almost as if people have a preference. Weird. Whoa! Crazy! And I know that's kind of slightly off topic compared to this because he's trying to say these people are like, ew, you're trying to sexualize Rize. And then immediately come around and go, let Yusuke kiss other boys. Oh, it would be so cool. Ew. You know. Make gay couples look bad, and I can bet that's not even a gay guy. Wait, let me read that again. Make gay couples look bad, and I can bet that's not even a gay guy. Zom, yeah, River Ward and Carrie Uridine. Yeah, Carrie and River. I never do their quests. Well, I do them as minimal as I can. When I'm playing through Cyberpunk now, I'm going to try and finish everything, but yeah, it's just so frustrating.
Setting.
Sorry,
the
I'll continue.
Hypocrisy is just glaring, ladies and gentlemen. But on a similar subject, Kotaku weighed in on all this, and they are, doing Kotaku things, saying, it sure sounds like Persona 4 Revival is getting rid of the homophobia.
They're not getting rid of the homophobia. There was no homophobia to begin with. It was just how people were. They're not getting rid of some homophobia. They're just getting rid of things they think people would be upset about. Homophobia didn't exist in it.
Yosuke is apparently getting some changes on how he treats outsiders. Kotaku, of course, coming in with the woke take here, and here's their explanation.
Also, it's Kotaku, so opinion disregarded.
Where they too basically say this is not enough. And even when referring to previous iterations of this game that removed problematic content, that wasn't even enough back then, because they didn't actually manifest queer relationships in the franchise. That's right. Even if you remove the supposed transphobia and homophobia, if you don't provide some sort of a queer romance option in lieu of it, you're not doing enough. You're not a good enough ally, I'm sure.
Okay, here's the thing. They've always written the characters in Persona to be straight. They always go for the ladies because straight relationship. They're not, well, they might now, who knows, but that's just how it is. the main character is straight. There's nothing more to be said.
The kind of verbiage they use. But I tried to look up the author of this article, and of course I
Because
found
the comments like that give gay people a bad rep, but most of the time it's women obsessed with yaoi and trying to force it on everything. Oh, 100%, 100%. Like, like I, I hate to pull the card that's always like, I had a gay friend, I have a gay friend, so I know this. Like, but it's just like every gay person I've ever interacted with has always been a very calm, collected, and down to earth individual who probably told me at some point in their life is, hey, by the way, I'm gay. And I'm like, cool. Now I know that about you. But it was never like their lifestyle. It wasn't like who they were as a person is being gay. And the only time I ever hear about these things about let them kiss boys, let them do this, it's like you said, it's either a yaoi obsessed individual. I'll say individual because it's not just women anymore. Like it is insane being on Twitter these days. Or it is one of the gay people that has made being gay their entire life. It is who they are in existence, is being gay. And sexualizing everything is all they know how to do, you know? So, like, I'm assuming most normal gay people are looking at this going, God damn it. You know? Like you said, literally. Stories, you can read the Legend of Heroes games, especially the Cold Steel ones, have yaoi stories because one of the characters likes yaoi. And that's the thing. Characters in the games can like that stuff. It's a thing to be enjoyed or hated. That's just it. I'm technically a gay friend, just a bit more vocal about it. And that's the thing. Being vocal about it and making it your personality are two very different things. I don't mind you being vocal about it. As a matter of fact, I actually like it when you chime in about it because it gives me context on how what I assume a general gay person would feel. Does that make sense? You're kind of my as of right now, you're kind of that how do I word this? That the gay standpoint that I look up to and go, please, give me the wisdom of what you know and how you feel, please. It's not my life. I'm gay, but I would never force someone into it, and the people who do is really cringe. No, I think that's the one thing that people hate the most is the people that like force it onto others. Like, hey, I'm gay. Cool. No, you don't understand. I am like so gay, like super gay. Okay, cool. Do you want a beer? No, you don't understand. Like, we're gonna have a parade and we're gonna like dance naked in the street and it's just gonna be so gay. So, not a beer? uh, gives better understanding. Yeah. Gasps in LGBT. Gasps in alphabet. I had to give up on the hag title when I married your brother. No, I'm pretty sure you can still have the hag title. I'm pretty sure the internet has deemed any woman over the age of 30 is hag status. I think that's how that works now. Being that level of understanding. It definitely helps. I do like I said, I do like hearing the opinions and stuff. I do. Anyway, sorry. I am very good at turning 15-minute rev videos into an hour. I'm sorry.
I'm on Blue Sky. That's where all of the games journalists hang out these days in their little cult-like echo chamber over here. And just looking through this guy's account, it's just a sad account, to be honest with you. And then you see posts like this saying, you should assume more people you meet are gay, just like as a rule. Been mistaken.
I assume people I meet are people until they tell me otherwise. And I don't mean that it's like if you're gay, you're not people. I just mean I don't assume anything. Unless they tell me something about them, they are just a person that I just met. If their name is Gerald, all right, I just met Gerald. Gerald tells me he owns a farm. Okay, I now know I just met Farmer Gerald. You know, it's almost as if I take every little bit of information I learn about this person and apply it to them as a person that I know. I don't assume anything about anyone.
For a straight man multiple times today, and that stuff sucks. LMFAO. This guy
Been mistaken for a straight man multiple times today, and that shit sucks. You want to know something funny? Even in my teenage years, I've always had one not even a philosophy. I don't even know what to call it. So I'm just it's an idea I've always had. If a girl calls me cute or handsome or something, it's flattering. I love that. Oh my gosh, I look good to somebody. If a gay guy calls me cute or handsome, I am not a gay person. I'm not. I am very straight. I'm probably about as straight as you get. But if a gay person calls me cute or handsome, I feel like I'm doing something right. You know? That somehow actually almost means more than if a girl told it to me. And I don't know why I think that, but I do. That tells me that I look decent enough that someone of, somebody of the same gender would go, I'd date that. I'd go for that. You know? That's just like a weird thought I've always had, but so it's so funny when I see somebody that's gay going, ugh, they thought I was straight. It's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Well, that's just rude of them, you know? Like it's such a weird thought to me because I've always had this idea, you know? I get mistaken for straight guy all the time, and it's not an issue at all. It's a mistake, not like they meant it offensively. They just yeah, and it's like if a lady came up to you and said, "Hey, can I have your number?" I'm sure it's as easy as either, I'm sorry, I don't swing that way, or I have a boyfriend or something like that. It's just that easy, you know? Or I've had, there's a reason why I have this thought. It's like I've had a gay person come up to me and ask me, you know, it was in high school. It was for my number, you know, because we had those little pay as you go flip phones or whatever. It's like, well, sorry, I don't see you that way. You know, it's simple. It's just an easy, like, I'm not this. It's not, it's ruined my day. Like, it's just, it's like, you don't have to look gay to be gay. It's that simple. Sorry. Oh yeah, and T, my brother, he is a cosmetologist. He does hair. He does nails. I'm pretty sure, from an outside perspective, people would probably think he's a little flamboyant, maybe a little gay. Because that's not necessarily a male-dominated thing. But he's married to a woman. I love how confused people get about T being a cosmetologist. Well, considering T out here looking like ZZ Top doing hair and nails, I'm pretty sure it probably misfires a few neurons in their brain. They don't know what they're seeing. You mean about cosmetologist? Cosmetologist just means doing hair and nails and stuff. I've seen when I go to get a haircut, no, they just get confused, but I don't think much about it as long as they do a good job. They start stuttering and break with questions when they want to ask me. Yeah. Ah, Rev! Sorry.
Is literally
Rants.
pressed because strangers are assuming he is a straight man. The delicate sensibilities of Kotaku journalists, Blue Sky users, and all of the above combined. Very pathetic stuff. But of course, Kotaku is still posting onto Twitter to the tune of 22 likes on 14,000 views. And they're getting roasted in the comments. Of course, they hate Twitter, but they can't leave Twitter because they need the reach, even if it means they're being mocked 99% of the time when it comes to their engagements. You can see, whoa, a company bullied into changing its product for censorship, and piss-licking urinalist loves it. Thanks, regards, these...
Sorry, I'm gonna go back a little bit. I was reading chat, but fun fact, I actually technically lived in a beauty salon for like 5-6 years. And while I never really took anything from it, I can actually myself do nails and stuff. It's amazing what you can learn just by being around something, you know? Thanks, Mom. It's very poorly. I mean, I'm not great at it, but if you give me all the tools and stuff, I can definitely do nails. Probably not as good as Teague since, he went to school for it, but I definitely know my way around acrylics.
And piss-licking urinalist loves it. Thanks, regards, the sanitization of fiction sure is swell and always leads to increased sales. Neanderthals. Well, always have the original and mods. So the game is now pro-gay now.
See, that's the other thing. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, the new version is ruined. Who cares? Well, we care, obviously. We're talking about it. But you still have the original. Just go play that one. It's fine.
Hard pass for me. That's not going on my screen. Abysmal framing. Persona 4 had nothing offensive to remove, and if a character like Yosuke is too offensive, I can only imagine what changes they'll have lined up for characters like Naoto and Kanji. Further tampering of existing games and franchises is disappointing. That remake won't be getting any money from us. Now I know that they're gonna remove these two, and I absolutely love Funky Student. I highly recommend newcomers to try Golden instead. It's probably gonna be the best version, and it holds up well still to this day. As you can see, people are mocking this.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that teacher that was always calling that one girl a cutie. Admittedly, that was kind of creepy even to me, but yeah. They're definitely going to remove that guy. That's wiggity whack. Oh, yeah, the funky student. They probably wouldn't get rid of the funky student. They'd just probably make him more quote unquote appropriate. Now, we got a $5 cuts here where I live. I mean, it's a $5 cut, so you get what you get, but you know. Well, as you can tell, my family is just a bunch of cosmetologists and hair and everything, so I kind of have to have good looking hair. It's just kind of a requirement.
Absolute debacle of a situation. Atlas has bent the knee. They're removing the problematic stuff, and they clearly have an eye on the Western audience. That seems to be the reason why they're doing all of this to begin with. I don't think anyone in Japan is worked up about any of this, but of course, the loudest screechers come from the West. And whether they're confused about the importance of these screechers from social media, they're over-evaluating their importance in terms of who's interested in the game, or if they agree with them. We'll never really know, but at the end of the day, when the rubber meets the road, they're catering to them. Okay, they're catering to them They're removing things, they're censoring things, and making it for today's era, which is an absolute disgrace for Atlas or any company these days, in this current era, as they say. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please give the video a like, consider subscribing and turning on notifications for daily uploads, as well as multiple streams a week live here on YouTube. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
You're muted. You guys are muted. I was just testing you. I was making sure you guys are paying attention.
What kind of stupid are you?
Hey, that's rude. I'm not dumb. You're dumb. I say thanks, Rev. And yeah, my family is kind of the whole spectrum of jobs. We got hair and nails on one side and big rig trucks and oily muscle men on the other side. It's just a whole thing, you know? Whole thing. Thanks for the head pat. Yeah. Yeah.
Beefcake! Beefcake!
Good video. Hold on, I'm gonna give it a like. I'm gonna make sure I put it in chat. Y'all make sure to go over to the video. Give it a watch. Give it a like. Very good videos. We like to support Rev around here. He is a very informative. Ooh, excuse me. Had to burp. Very informative. We like Rev. Very good stuff. All right, gotta do some squats real fast. I'm probably gonna have to do laundry one of these days. I'm kind of letting my laundry pile fill up. I should probably do that. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. 1.5 hours. Yeah, I'm getting real good at that. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but you guys have a hat to go with the mustache. It's not a hat, it's a stick. Specifically. Yeah. Aviator glasses. I mean, I have kind of figured out how to get new things into VTube Studios, and I've been working on that. I've been trying to find fun little things to do. More redeems and stuff like that. I've been working on it in the background. I'm just a little slow about it. I'm sorry. Ball doodle. I think I can technically do that because the hair is like all a layer. I would just have to figure out how to do that as a toggle or something. Googly eyes. That would be funny. Well, I mean, depending on how the first quarter of next year goes, I might have a made doodle toggle. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that or not. I am. You would, Zom. You would. Well, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Wanna push it a little more? Y'all satisfied with the 1 hour stream? What are we thinking? I didn't honestly have much of a plan today. You know? I'm satisfied. Up to you, you're the streamer, that's fair. Gotta take cans down and walk a bit. Let me go and check on dinner stuff and everything because I normally make dinner, but we're kind of doing like a pre-made dinner tonight. So let me go check on that stuff and probably turn on my AC because it's getting a little toasty in this room. Running two computers in a small space kind of turns the room into a boiler. So I'm gonna go do that. So quick BRB, everybody. I'm gonna go check stuff, and then when I get back, we'll see. We'll see. I melt cans and cast things with them. Yeah. Does my kiln still work, or is that thing rotted away by now? Turns into a sauna. Maybe that's more what it is, but anyway, BRB. Go check on dinner. Let's go. House is empty. I'll make a call real quick. Uh, it had a magnesium fire in it, so it's toast. Why did it have a magnesium fire in it? I'm back. I'm just gonna mute so I can make a quick call. Bye, Daryl. Appreciate you being here. Okay. Just making sure dinner stuff is ready. I gotta go do dinner and everything, so. Alright, y'all. This was my very short stream. My headache stream, as some would say. Appreciate y'all being here. Gonna go ahead and raid out. Crazy day, crazy day. Hope y'all had fun. Hope y'all enjoyed yourself. Let's see, who should we raid on out to? Who is there? Who there? Who there? Better with your headache. Have a great rest of your day. You too, Zom. It's always good to see you. Always, always. Let's see. Let's see. Who is online? How about... Probably just gonna sleep? That's fair. I'm probably gonna put food in the oven and... I mean, I probably shouldn't go to sleep, but I'm just gonna chillax to make sure my headache stays away, you know? Mm. Mm. Let's go raid into Zayori. I haven't raided Zayori in a minute. They're playing Warframe. Yeah. It's nearly 1 a.m. Yeah. I forget you. Well, I don't forget. That's a lie. You live in the future and stuff. Yeah. Let me make sure I got my copy paste here. We'll do the tired one today. Control C. 1 a.m. Well, you have a good nap. Appreciate you being here. Everyone else, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here for my, very short stream. Sorry I was late today. Sometimes it happens. I want to make sure I at least stream today and not just full skip it, But appreciate y'all. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you later. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
No, didn't came home. Oh my god.
Who dares to enter the mayhem?
Oh, Natsuno, how you doing? Thank you for raid, appreciated. How was your stream? Hope you had like a really fun stream. Welcome, welcome guys, welcome. For those that doesn't know me, my name is Sayori. I'm a vampire half the Moroccan makeup pilot. Right now we're playing some Warframe. We're in the potato fields farming. we're in the grind. We're trying to get some stuff before 10 o'clock. And thank you so much for the raid, appreciate it. It was like a stranger one today. Had a headache, but good. To be honest, I had like a headache when I wake up. I feel it's just like the heat. So I get it. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid. Go follow like on the tool, guys. If you haven't followed, please let's support like everyone. Thank you so much for being in your community with us. Like you need to take a break after